Chapter 1. The Dream Begins. In the heart of New York, a bustling city of dreams and towering skyscrapers, lived a young boy named Donald Trump. His story begins in a large house in Queens, a vibrant neighborhood filled with diverse people and endless possibilities. Donald was born into a family known for their real estate business. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful developer, building homes for many in the city. From a young age, Donald watched his father work, his mind brimming with curiosity. He often thought about the tall buildings and the busy streets, wondering how they all came to be. The young boy's days were filled with the usual joys and challenges of childhood. He went to school, made friends, and played in the parks of New York. But even during play, Donald's mind was always spinning, dreaming of bigger things. He loved to build towers with his blocks, making them as high as he could, imagining them as skyscrapers towering over the city. His parents saw his interest in building and often encouraged him. "You have the Trump spirit in you," his father would say with a proud smile. His mother, Mary, would lovingly remind him, "Remember, Donald, to achieve great things, you must work hard and never give up." As Donald grew older, his dreams grew with him. He didn't just want to play with blocks anymore. He wanted to build real buildings, ones that would touch the sky. He spent hours looking at pictures of skyscrapers, reading about how they were made. He learned about steel, concrete, and all the materials that made these giants stand so tall. School was a place where Donald's ambitions continued to grow. He was a bright student, eager to learn, especially in subjects like history and economics. He was fascinated by stories of great leaders and businessmen, often imagining himself in their shoes. "One day, that'll be me," he would think, his eyes sparkling with determination. But Donald's journey wasn't always smooth. He faced challenges too. Sometimes he found it hard to focus on his studies, his mind wandering to his dreams of building. His teachers would remind him, "Donald, pay attention. Your dreams start with learning." And he would nod, understanding the importance of education in achieving his goals. In high school, Donald's passion for building and business only intensified. He joined clubs and activities that honed his leadership skills. He learned to speak confidently, to stand up for his ideas, and to work with others to achieve common goals. His classmates saw him as a leader, someone who was not afraid to dream big and work hard for those dreams. As he walked the streets of New York looking up at the skyscrapers, Donald felt a sense of awe and inspiration. "One day, I'll leave my mark on this city," he thought. "I'll build something that everyone will remember." This dream, this burning desire to achieve something great, drove him every day. The city, with its endless energy and towering buildings, was like a giant playground for young Donald's imagination. Every corner held a story, every building a lesson in ambition and perseverance. He knew that to make his mark, he would have to be strong, smart, and resilient. As Donald reached the end of his high school years, he knew what he had to do next. College awaited, a place where he could learn more, grow more, and step closer to his dream. The journey was just beginning, and Donald was ready. With his family's support, his own hard work, and a heart full of dreams, he stepped forward into the future, eager to see where his ambitions would take him. And so, in the city that never sleeps, where dreams are born and legends are made, young Donald Trump started his journey. A journey of ambition, of challenges and triumphs, a journey to build not just buildings, but a legacy that would be remembered for years to come. This was the beginning of Donald's dream, a dream that would take him far beyond the streets of New York, into a world of business, fame, and power. But no matter how far he went, he would always remember the lessons from his childhood in Queens, to dream big, work hard, and never give up. And that is where our story begins, with a young boy looking up at the sky, his eyes full of dreams, ready to take on the world. Chapter 2. School Days. Donald's school years were a time of growth and discovery. In the hallways and classrooms of his school, he not only learned from books, but also from the people around him. Each day, Donald would wake up early, ready for the adventures that school brought. He dressed in his uniform, looking sharp and prepared. As he walked to school, the streets of New York buzzed with energy, a constant reminder of the bustling world he was eager to be a part of. In the classroom, Donald was a curious student. He had a keen interest in subjects like mathematics and history. Math problems were like puzzles to him, challenges that he enjoyed solving. History lessons, on the other hand, were stories of the past that fueled his imagination and ambition. He learned about great leaders and thinkers, absorbing the tales of their achievements and struggles. But Donald's education wasn't limited to academics. School was also a place where he learned valuable life lessons. He understood the importance of teamwork, communication, and respect for others. These lessons came not just from teachers, but also from his classmates, who were from diverse backgrounds, each with their own stories and dreams. Donald was known among his peers for his confidence and determination. He wasn't afraid to speak his mind or to take charge of group projects. His teachers often noticed his leadership qualities, encouraging him to take up roles that would nurture these skills. He became a class representative, a position that allowed him to voice the opinions and concerns of his classmates. This role was more than just a title for Donald. It taught him responsibility and the art of listening to others. He realized that to be a good leader, one must first be a good listener. He learned to balance his own ideas with the needs and suggestions of his peers, a skill that would prove invaluable in his future endeavors. Sports were another area where Donald showcased his leadership. He was an active participant in school sports, especially baseball and soccer. On the field, he learned about teamwork, discipline, and the importance of strategy. These games were not just about winning, but about working together, supporting each other, and striving for a common goal. Donald's school days were also marked by challenges. He sometimes found it difficult to balance his studies with his other interests. There were moments of doubt and frustration, times when things didn't go as planned. But these challenges only made him more determined. He learned to manage his time better, to prioritize, and to stay focused on his goals. One of the most significant experiences during his school years was a project on entrepreneurship. Students were asked to come up with a business idea and present it. For Donald, this was more than just an assignment. It was a chance to explore his passion for business. He spent nights and weekends working on his project, pouring his creativity and knowledge into it. The day of the presentation arrived, and Donald stood before his classmates and teachers, ready to share his vision. He spoke with enthusiasm and confidence, presenting an idea for a real estate venture. His presentation was not just about the business, but also about his dream of contributing to the city's skyline. His teachers and classmates were impressed by his depth of knowledge and his passion. This project was a turning point for Donald. It reinforced his love for business and his desire to make a mark in the real estate world. It was a glimpse into his future, a future where his dreams and ambitions would take shape. As his school years came to an end, Donald looked back at his journey with gratitude. He was thankful for the lessons learned, the friendships made, and the challenges overcome. He knew that these experiences were the foundation upon which he would build his future. With his school days behind him, Donald stepped into the next chapter of his life, armed with knowledge, skills, and an unyielding determination to achieve his dreams. The lessons from school, both inside and outside the classroom, had prepared him for the challenges ahead. He was ready to take on the world, one step at a time. Chapter 3. The College Challenge. Donald's journey to college marked the beginning of a new and exciting chapter in his life. He stepped into this new world with dreams in his heart and a determination in his step. College was not just about studies, it was about shaping his future. The campus was a place buzzing with ideas and energy, a place where young minds came together, each with their own dreams and ambitions. Donald felt a sense of excitement as he walked through the grounds, the paths lined with trees and the buildings filled with history and knowledge. In college, Donald chose to study economics and real estate, subjects close to his heart and crucial for his future ambitions. His classes were challenging, filled with complex theories and case studies. But Donald was not deterred. He saw each challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. He spent hours in the library, poring over books and journals, absorbing every bit of knowledge he could. His professors recognized his dedication and often encouraged him to delve deeper into the subjects. They saw in him a keen mind, eager to understand the nuances of business and economics. Donald's questions were thoughtful, showing his understanding and his desire to go beyond the surface. College was also a time for Donald to develop his social skills. He met students from various backgrounds, each with their own stories and perspectives. These interactions were a learning experience for Donald, teaching him the value of diverse viewpoints and the importance of networking. He joined clubs and organizations related to business and leadership. These groups provided a platform for Donald to express his ideas and to learn from others. He participated in debates and discussions, honing his skills in communication and persuasion. One of the most significant experiences in college was a real estate development project. Students were asked to come up with a concept for a real estate development, considering factors like location, design, and market demand. Donald saw this as a chance to showcase his passion and knowledge. He worked tirelessly on his project, consulting with professors, doing field research, and studying market trends. His concept was innovative and well thought out, focusing on creating sustainable and affordable housing. When he presented his project, his classmates and professors were impressed by his vision and depth of understanding. But college life was not without its hurdles. Balancing academics, extracurricular activities, and social life was a challenge. There were times when Donald felt overwhelmed, struggling to keep up with the demands of college life. But these moments of struggle were also lessons in time management and resilience. Donald also learned the importance of self-reflection during his college years. He often took time to think about his goals, his strengths, and the areas where he needed to improve. This self-awareness was crucial in shaping his path forward. As his college years progressed, Donald's vision for his future became clearer. He saw himself not just as a businessman, but as a leader, someone who could make a difference in the world of real estate and beyond. He dreamed of creating buildings that were not just structures, but symbols of innovation and progress. The college experience was transformative for Donald. It was a time of intellectual growth, personal development, and the shaping of a vision that would guide his future endeavours. The challenges he faced and the opportunities he embraced during these years were stepping stones towards his ambitious goals. As he neared the end of his college journey, Donald looked back at how much he had grown. He was no longer just a dreamer. He was a young man equipped with the knowledge, skills, and confidence to take on the world. With his college degree in hand and a wealth of experiences behind him, Donald was ready to embark on the next phase of his journey, a journey that would take him closer to his dreams of success and innovation. Chapter 4. Stepping into Business. After college, Donald embarked on a journey into the business world, a world full of challenges and opportunities. It was a new beginning, a step towards realizing his dreams of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Donald's first foray into the business was in the real estate industry, the field he had studied and was passionate about. He started working at his father's company, a firm well known in New York for its real estate developments. This was the perfect opportunity for him to apply his knowledge and learn from real-world experiences. At the company, Donald was eager to make his mark. He didn't want to be just the boss's son. He wanted to be known for his own abilities and achievements. He started by learning the basics, understanding the ins and outs of the business. He worked on various projects, dealing with planning, construction, and marketing. These early days in business were a learning curve for Donald. He realized that the real world of business was more complex and challenging than what he had studied in college. He faced obstacles and even failures. There were projects that didn't go as planned and deals that fell through. But Donald saw these not as setbacks, but as opportunities to learn and grow. One of the first significant projects he undertook was the development of an apartment complex. Donald was involved in every step of the process, from design to construction to sales. He worked tirelessly, often spending long hours at the site, overseeing the work and ensuring everything was on track. The project was a challenge, filled with unforeseen problems and tough decisions. There were times when Donald had to negotiate with contractors, resolve disputes, and find solutions to keep the project moving forward. These experiences taught him valuable lessons in problem-solving, negotiation, and leadership. Despite the challenges, the project was a success. The apartment complex was not just a building. It was a testament to Donald's hard work and determination. It was a realization of his vision, a vision of creating spaces where people could live and thrive. This success was a confidence booster for Donald. It proved to him that he had the skills and the drive to make it in the competitive world of real estate. But more than that, it ignited a greater ambition in him, an ambition to take on bigger projects and make a more significant impact. Donald's journey in business was not just about successes, he also learned from his failures. There were times when his ideas did not work out, when deals he was excited about did not materialize. These moments were disappointing, but Donald did not let them deter him. Instead, he used them as learning experiences, analyzing what went wrong and how he could do better in the future. One of the key lessons Donald learned in his early business days was the importance of resilience. In business, as in life, things did not always go as planned. The ability to bounce back from failures, to not lose hope, and to keep striving towards one's goals was crucial. Donald also learned the value of relationships in business. He understood that building strong connections with people, from employees to partners to clients, was essential. He learned to communicate effectively, to listen to others, and to build networks that would support and enhance his business endeavors. As Donald continued to take on new projects and expand his business, he also began to explore other areas of interest. he ventured into entertainment, sports, and other industries, bringing his unique vision and entrepreneurial spirit to these fields. Each step in the business world was a step towards growth for Donald. He was not just building buildings. He was building his career, his brand, and his future. With each success and failure, he was learning, evolving, and moving closer to becoming the business magnate he aspired to be. Chapter 5. Rising Star. As Donald's experience in the business world grew, so did his reputation. He was no longer just a young entrepreneur. He was becoming a rising star in the real estate industry. This chapter of his life was marked by significant projects and a deepening understanding of the business landscape. One of the pivotal projects that marked Donald's rising status was the development of a large luxury hotel in the heart of New York City. This project was not just another building. It was a symbol of luxury, style, and success. Donald knew that to make this project a reality, he would need more than just business skills. He would need vision, creativity, and an ability to think big. The project started with finding the perfect location. Donald spent weeks exploring the city, looking for a spot that would not only be ideal for a luxury hotel, but also make a statement. He finally settled on a location that was both central and prominent, a place where the hotel could stand tall and be noticed. Next came the design of the hotel. Donald wanted it to be more than just a place to stay. He wanted it to be an experience. He worked with architects and designers, brainstorming ideas and discussing concepts. The design they settled on was modern and elegant, with a touch of grandeur, a true reflection of the city's spirit. The construction phase was a test of Donald's leadership and management skills. He was deeply involved in every aspect, from overseeing the construction to managing the budget. There were challenges, of course, delays, budget issues, and unexpected problems. But Donald tackled each issue with determination and a problem-solving mindset. As the hotel took shape, Donald's excitement grew. He was not just building a structure, he was creating a landmark. He knew this project could take his career to new heights, and he was determined to see it succeed. The opening of the hotel was a grand affair. The who's who of New York City was there, marveling at the elegance and luxury of the place. The hotel was not just a hit, it was a sensation. It was featured in newspapers and magazines, hailed as a symbol of modern luxury. This success was a turning point in Donald's career. He was now a known name in the industry, a businessman with a flair for creating extraordinary projects. But Donald didn't stop there. He took on more projects, each more ambitious than the last. He ventured into residential projects, creating luxurious apartments that offered not just homes, but lifestyles. He also expanded his business beyond New York, taking on projects in other cities and even other countries. With each project, Donald's skills in negotiation, management, and innovation were honed further. Donald's approach to business was also evolving. He learned the importance of branding and marketing, understanding that in the competitive world of real estate, it was not just about building buildings, it was about creating and selling a vision. He developed a knack for marketing his projects, making them not just constructions but desirable destinations. But success in business is not just about the highs, it's also about handling the lows. Donald faced his share of setbacks, economic downturns, market fluctuations, and project failures. These were tough times, but they taught him resilience. He learned to adapt, to change strategies, and to find opportunities even in challenging situations. Throughout his rise in the business world, Donald also focused on building relationships. He understood that business was not just about transactions, It was about connections. He networked with other business leaders, politicians and celebrities, creating a web of contacts that would prove invaluable in his career. As Donald's star rose in the business world, so did his ambitions. He was no longer just thinking about buildings and hotels. He was thinking about his legacy. He wanted to leave a mark, to be remembered not just as a businessman, but as a visionary who changed the landscape of cities. Chapter 6. Triumphs and Trials. Donald's journey in the business world was a mix of great successes and challenging trials. This period in his life was a testament to his resilience and determination. He faced each triumph and trial with the same vigor, learning and growing with every experience. One of the highlights of this phase was a major real estate development project that Donald undertook in the heart of Manhattan. It was a massive undertaking, involving the construction of a series of high-rise buildings that would offer luxury living spaces and offices. Donald was at the forefront of this project, overseeing every detail, from design to construction to marketing. The project was a huge success. The buildings were not just structures, they were masterpieces of modern architecture, symbols of luxury and sophistication. They quickly became landmarks in the city, sought after by businesses and individuals alike. This success bolstered Donald's reputation as a top real estate developer. It was a triumph that showcased his ability to envision and execute large-scale projects. However, the path to success is often fraught with challenges, and Donald faced his fair share. One of the major trials he encountered was a downturn in the real estate market. This downturn affected many of Donald's projects, causing financial strain and putting several of his developments at risk. It was a stressful time, filled with tough decisions and uncertainty. Donald tackled these challenges head-on. He re-evaluated his strategies, made tough choices on budget cuts, and negotiated with investors and partners. These were difficult times, but they taught him valuable lessons in crisis management and adaptability. He learned that in business, one must be prepared for ups and downs, and that success is not just about making the right decisions, but also about handling difficult situations with grace and resilience. Another significant trial during this period was a legal challenge related to one of his development projects. The project faced opposition from various groups, leading to a series of legal battles. This was a new kind of challenge for Donald, one that tested not just his business acumen, but also his patience and perseverance. Despite the legal hurdles, Donald remained committed to the project. He worked with his legal team, navigated the complexities of the situation, and eventually overcame the obstacles. This experience was a tough one, but it was also enriching. It taught him about the legal aspects of business and the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. Amidst these trials, Donald also celebrated several other triumphs. He expanded his business beyond real estate, venturing into entertainment, sports, and other industries. He took risks, experimented with new ideas, and found success in various ventures. These triumphs were not just financial successes. They were affirmations of his versatility and entrepreneurial spirit. One such triumph was his venture into the entertainment industry. Donald produced shows and events that were not just profitable, but also popular. He had a knack for understanding what people wanted and delivering it with flair. This venture was a departure from his real estate projects, but it was a challenge he embraced wholeheartedly. Throughout these triumphs and trials, Donald's approach to business evolved. He became more than just a developer. He became a brand. He understood the power of branding and used it to his advantage, marketing not just his projects, but also himself. as a symbol of success and luxury. Donald's journey through the highs and lows of business taught him invaluable lessons. He learned that success is not a straight path, but a journey with peaks and valleys. He understood that to be successful, one must be willing to take risks, to face challenges head-on, and to adapt to changing circumstances. As Donald moved forward in his career, he carried with him the experiences of these triumphs and trials. They shaped him not just as a businessman, but as a person, giving him the wisdom and the strength to face whatever lay ahead in his journey. Chapter 7. A New Direction. As Donald's career progressed, he began to explore new paths, venturing beyond the familiar territory of real estate. This chapter in his life was about embracing change and discovering new opportunities. One of the first steps in this new direction was Donald's entry into the world of entertainment. He saw this as an exciting opportunity, a chance to blend his business skills with creativity and showmanship. Donald was not just stepping into a new industry, he was bringing his unique style and vision to it. His venture into entertainment started with the acquisition of a beauty pageant. This was a bold move, quite different from his real estate projects. Donald approached this new venture with his characteristic enthusiasm and drive. He was involved in every aspect of the pageant, from marketing to production. He wanted to make the event not just a beauty contest, but a spectacular show, one that would capture the public's imagination. The pageant was a success. It drew large audiences and received extensive media coverage. For Donald, this was more than a business success. It was a validation of his ability to succeed in different arenas. He had stepped out of his comfort zone and proven that he could thrive. Encouraged by this success, Donald began to explore other areas in the entertainment industry. He started investing in sports events, bringing his business acumen to the world of sports management. He also ventured into television, seeing it as a powerful medium to reach people and build his brand. One of his most notable ventures in television was the creation of a reality TV show. The show was based on the concept of business and entrepreneurship, areas where Donald had extensive experience. He was not just the producer of the show, but also the star. The show featured Donald as a mentor and judge, giving contestants business tasks and evaluating their performance. The show was an instant hit. It resonated with audiences, not just for its entertainment value, but also for its insights into the world of business. For Donald, the show was a way to share his knowledge and experiences, to inspire and educate aspiring entrepreneurs. This foray into television was not just a career move, it was a strategic step in building his brand. Donald was no longer just a businessman. He was becoming a household name, a public figure known for his business prowess and entertainment flair. But this new direction was not without its challenges. Venturing into unfamiliar industries meant facing new kinds of obstacles and learning different aspects of business. Donald had to navigate the nuances of the entertainment industry, understand its dynamics, and adapt his strategies accordingly. He also faced skepticism from some quarters, people who doubted his ability to succeed outside of real estate. But Donald was undeterred. He believed in his vision and his ability to adapt and succeed in new environments. Through his ventures in entertainment and television, Donald expanded his horizons. He developed new skills, formed new partnerships, and reached new audiences. These experiences enriched him, not just as a businessman, but as a person. He learned the power of storytelling, the impact of media, and the importance of engaging with the public in new and innovative ways. As Donald continued to explore new opportunities, he also continued to grow his real estate business. He saw these new ventures not as a departure from real estate, but as an extension of his business empire, a way to diversify his interests and expand his influence. This new direction in Donald's career was a journey of exploration and discovery. It was about taking risks, embracing change, and seizing new opportunities. It was a testament to his entrepreneurial spirit, a spirit that was not confined to one industry or one path, but was always looking forward, always ready for the next challenge, the next adventure. Chapter 8. Personal Milestones. While Donald's professional life was filled with ventures and achievements, his personal life was also marked by significant events and relationships. This chapter in his life story sheds light on the personal milestones that shaped him, not just as a businessman, but as a person. One of the most important aspects of Donald's personal life was his family. Coming from a family with a strong business background, Donald always valued the lessons he learned from his parents. His father, Fred, taught him the importance of hard work and resilience, while his mother, Mary, instilled in him the values of kindness and generosity. These lessons from his parents were a guiding force throughout his life. As Donald's career flourished, he also started his own family. Marriage and children brought a new dimension to his life, one filled with responsibilities and joys. Donald saw his family as not just a source of happiness, but also as a grounding force, a reminder of what truly mattered in life. Being a husband and father meant balancing his demanding career with his responsibilities at home. Donald often spoke about the challenges of maintaining this balance, of ensuring that his professional ambitions did not overshadow his personal commitments. He strived to be present for his family, to be a supportive husband and a loving father. Another significant personal milestone for Donald was his involvement in various philanthropic activities. He believed in giving back to the community, in using his success for the betterment of others. His charitable work involved supporting various causes, from education to health to community development. These efforts were a reflection of his belief that success came with a responsibility to help those in need. Donald's personal life was also marked by friendships and relationships with people from different walks of life. He formed connections with business leaders, politicians, celebrities, and everyday people. These relationships enriched his life, giving him diverse perspectives and experiences. However, like anyone else, Donald's personal life had its ups and downs. He faced challenges in his relationships, moments of disagreement and misunderstanding. These were difficult times, but they were also learning experiences. They taught him the importance of communication, understanding, and forgiveness. Throughout his life, Donald also maintained a strong connection with his roots. He often revisited his childhood home in Queens, reminiscing about his early years and the experiences that shaped him. These visits were a reminder of where he came from, of the journey he had embarked on from those humble beginnings. As his children grew, Donald took pride in sharing with them the lessons he had learned. He talked to them about the value of hard work, the importance of pursuing their passions, and the need to be kind and generous. He saw in his children the next generation a continuation of the values and dreams he held dear. Donald's personal milestones were not just events in his life. They were chapters that added depth and meaning to his story. They were reminders that life was not just about achievements and successes, but also about relationships, values, and giving back. These personal aspects of Donald's life played a significant role in shaping him. They influenced his decisions, his actions, and his approach to life. His family, his relationships, and his philanthropic efforts were not separate from his professional life. They were intertwined, each influencing and enriching the other. Chapter 9. Expanding Horizons. As Donald's career advanced, he began to broaden his business horizon, reaching into new markets and exploring uncharted territories. This chapter of his life was about taking risks, embracing change, and expanding his influence beyond the familiar. One of the first steps in this expansion was venturing into the international real estate market. Donald saw the global market as a land of opportunities, a place to introduce his brand and business philosophy. He embarked on projects in various countries, bringing his unique style and vision to different cultures and communities. These international ventures were not just about building properties, they were about understanding and adapting to different markets. Donald spent time learning about the local cultures, the economic environments, and the needs of the people. He knew that to be successful globally, he had to think locally. One of his notable international projects was a luxury resort in a scenic location. This project was challenging, as it required understanding the local tourism market, dealing with different construction standards, and navigating foreign regulations. Despite these challenges, Donald approached the project with his usual enthusiasm. He was involved in every aspect, from design to marketing, ensuring that the resort was not just a property, but an experience for its visitors. This venture was a success, and it opened doors to more international projects. Donald's brand was becoming global, known not just in the United States, but around the world. This expansion was a testament to his ability to adapt, to learn, and to succeed in diverse environments. Another area of expansion for Donald was in the field of product branding. He started lending his name and brand to various products, from clothing lines to home accessories. This was a strategic move, a way to diversify his business interests and make his brand more accessible to people. These branding ventures were about more than just making money. They were about building a legacy. Donald wanted his brand to represent quality, luxury, and success. He was meticulous about the products that bore his name, ensuring that they met high standards and reflected his values. But expanding horizons came with its share of risks. Not all ventures were successful. There were projects that did not go as planned, investments that did not yield expected returns. These setbacks were disappointing, but Donald saw them as part of the journey. He believed that taking risks was essential for growth, and not all risks paid off. One of the challenges in expanding into new markets was dealing with different business cultures and practices. Donald had to negotiate deals and form partnerships in environments that were unfamiliar. These experiences taught him the importance of flexibility, understanding, and patience in business. Despite the challenges, the expansion of his business was a period of immense learning and growth for Donald. He was not just building properties and brands, he was building relationships and networks across the globe. He was learning from different people and experiences, enriching his understanding of the world. As Donald's business ventures expanded, so did his vision. He started thinking about the future, about how he could continue to grow and evolve. He was always looking for new opportunities, new markets to explore, new horizons to conquer. This phase of Donald's career was about more than just business growth. It was about personal growth. He was pushing his boundaries, challenging himself, and exploring new possibilities. He was not content with staying in one place. He was always moving forward, always expanding his horizons. Chapter 10. The Art of the Deal. In the world of business, negotiation is an art, and Donald was a master of it. This chapter of his life delves into his exceptional negotiation skills and strategic thinking, which were key to his success in handling complex business deals. Donald approached every negotiation with thorough preparation. He believed in understanding every aspect of the deal, from the financial details to the motivations of the other party. He spent hours studying market trends, evaluating potential risks and opportunities, and formulating strategies. This level of preparation gave him confidence and a strong foundation to negotiate from. One of the key elements of Donald's negotiation style was his ability to listen. He knew that to negotiate effectively, one must first understand the other side's perspective. In meetings, he paid close attention to what was said and, perhaps more importantly, to what was not said. This ability to read people and situations helped him identify areas of agreement and compromise. Donald was also known for his assertiveness in negotiations. He was clear about his goals and not afraid to push for what he wanted. However, his assertiveness was not about being aggressive. It was about being firm and confident in his position. He knew that in the world of business, respect is earned by those who stand their ground. Another important aspect of Donald's negotiation tactics was his creativity in finding solutions. He often thought outside the box, coming up with innovative ideas that could benefit all parties involved. This approach not only helped in reaching agreements, but also in building long-term relationships with business partners. One example of Donald's skillful negotiation was a real estate deal in a prime location. The property was highly sought after, and the competition was fierce. Donald entered the negotiation with a clear strategy. He highlighted the strengths of his proposal, emphasizing the long-term value he could bring to the project. He also showed flexibility, adjusting his offer to address the concerns of the other party. This deal was a complex one, with many moving parts and stakeholders. Donald navigated these complexities with finesse, keeping the negotiations on track and maintaining a positive relationship with all parties involved. His ability to balance assertiveness with diplomacy was key to closing the deal. Donald's success in negotiations was not just about the deals he closed, it was also about the relationships he built. He understood that business was not just a series of transactions, but a network of relationships. He treated his business partners with respect and often went the extra mile to ensure that the deals were beneficial for all involved. Throughout his career, Donald faced negotiations that were challenging and high stakes. There were times when deals seemed impossible to close, when the differences seemed too big to bridge. But it was in these challenging situations that Donald's skills shone the brightest. He remained calm under pressure, focused on his goals, and used his experience and knowledge to find a way forward. The art of the deal was about more than just business acumen. It was about understanding human nature, about being resilient and adaptable. Donald's approach to negotiation was a reflection of his broader approach to business and life. He faced challenges head-on, stayed true to his vision, and always looked for the path to success. In the world of business, negotiation is a dance, and Donald was a skilled dancer. He knew when to lead, when to follow, and when to change the rhythm. His negotiation skills were not just techniques. They were an expression of his personality, confident, strategic, and always aiming for success. Chapter 11. Setbacks and Comebacks. In any career, especially one as dynamic as Donald's, setbacks are inevitable. This chapter explores the challenges he faced and how he managed to turn these setbacks into comebacks, a testament to his resilience and determination. One of the significant challenges Donald encountered was a financial crisis. This crisis affected his businesses, leading to cash flow problems and debts. It was a daunting situation, one that tested his business acumen and personal resolve. The pressure was immense, with many predicting his downfall. But Donald did not let this crisis defeat him. He faced the situation head-on, analyzing his businesses to identify areas where changes were needed. He made tough decisions, cutting costs and restructuring debts. He negotiated with creditors, working out plans to keep his businesses afloat. These were difficult times, but they were also a display of Donald's grit and ability to navigate through adversity. Another setback came in the form of a project that did not go as planned. The project, a large development, faced numerous obstacles, from construction delays to legal issues. It was a project close to his heart, and seeing it struggle was disheartening for Donald. However, instead of giving up, Donald revisited the drawing board. He reviewed the project plan, identified the bottlenecks, and came up with a revised strategy. He worked closely with his team to address the issues, ensuring that the project was back on track. His ability to adapt and find solutions in the face of challenges was key to turning this project around. Donald's career also faced setbacks due to external factors such as market downturns and changing regulations. These were factors beyond his control, but they had a significant impact on his business. Donald knew that in business, one must be prepared to face and adapt to such external changes. He kept himself informed about market trends and regulatory changes, using this knowledge to make informed decisions. He diversified his investments, reducing the risk associated with market fluctuations. He also stayed agile, ready to adjust his business strategies in response to external changes. One of the most inspiring aspects of Donald's career was his ability to make comebacks. Each time he faced a setback, he emerged stronger and more determined. He used these challenges as learning opportunities, gaining insights and experiences that would help him in the future. Donald's comebacks were not just about recovering from setbacks. They were about evolving and growing as a businessman. He did not just return to his previous state. He moved forward, expanding his business, exploring new ventures, and building new partnerships. Throughout his career, Donald's resilience was a constant. He faced criticisms and doubts, but he remained focused on his goals. He believed in his vision, in his ability to overcome challenges and achieve success. Donald's journey through setbacks and comebacks is a powerful lesson in perseverance and adaptability. It shows that in business, as in life, challenges are inevitable, but it is how one responds to these challenges that defines success. Donald's ability to turn setbacks into comebacks was a testament to his strength of character and his unwavering commitment to his goals. Chapter 12. The Public Eye. As Donald's success in business grew, so did his fame. He became a public figure, constantly in the spotlight. This chapter looks at how his increasing fame and interactions with the media shaped his career and public perception. Donald's rise to fame brought him under the scrutiny of the media. His every move, every decision, was reported and analyzed. He was featured in newspapers, magazines, and television shows, not just as a businessman, but as a celebrity. This attention was a double-edged sword. It brought him recognition and opportunities, but it also meant that his life was no longer private. One of the key aspects of Donald's interactions with the media was his ability to use it to his advantage. He understood the power of the media in shaping public perception. He was proactive in his public relations, often using media appearances to promote his projects and brand. He was skilled in communicating his message, whether it was about a new business venture or his views on various issues. However, being in the public eye also meant facing criticism and controversy. Donald faced his share of negative media coverage, from business criticisms to personal attacks. These were challenging times, as public perception can greatly influence a person's career and personal life. Donald's approach to handling media criticism was to stay confident and focused. He often addressed criticisms head-on, whether through media statements or legal action. He believed in standing up for himself and his business, defending his decisions and actions. His fame also meant that his successes were celebrated publicly. When a new project was launched or a major deal closed, it was not just a business achievement, but a public event. These successes enhanced his public image, portraying him as a successful and ambitious businessman. Donald also used his fame for philanthropic efforts. He was involved in various charitable causes, using his public influence to raise awareness and funds. These efforts showed a different side of Donald, a side that was committed to giving back to society. Being in the public eye also influenced Donald's personal life. His family, too, came under media attention. Donald often spoke about the impact of fame on his family, the challenges of maintaining privacy and normalcy in the midst of media attention. As his fame grew, so did the public's interest in his personal opinions and views on various topics. Donald was often invited to speak at events, participate in interviews, and share his insights on current affairs. He became a voice that people listened to, not just in the world of business, but in broader social and political discussions. Donald's journey in the public eye was a complex one. It brought opportunities and challenges, praise and criticism. It was a journey that required him to balance his public persona with his personal life, his business goals with his public image. Throughout this journey, Donald learned the importance of managing public perception, of using the media effectively, and of staying true to himself in the midst of public scrutiny. His time in the public eye was not just about managing a career, it was about navigating the complexities of fame and influence. Chapter 13. A Political Spark. Donald's journey took a significant turn when he began to show interest in the world of politics. This chapter explores how this interest was sparked and how it led to new aspirations and goals in his life. Throughout his career in business, Donald had always been involved in some form with political figures, mainly through his real estate developments. However, his involvement was mostly indirect, focused on business rather than politics. But as his public profile grew, so did his interest in political matters. It started with Donald voicing his opinions on political issues. Initially, these were just comments in interviews or statements in public appearances. He spoke about economic policies, business regulations, and other matters related to his field of expertise. Gradually, his comments started gaining more attention, drawing reactions from the public and the media. Donald's interest in politics was also fueled by his experiences in business. He saw firsthand how government policies and decisions could impact the business environment. He began to think about how different policies could benefit or harm the economy and society. As he delved deeper into these issues, Donald started to develop a vision for what he thought the country needed. He believed that his experience in business, his leadership skills, and his ability to negotiate and make deals could be beneficial in politics. He saw himself as someone who could bring a new perspective to political leadership, one that was rooted in practical experience and a deep understanding of the economy. Donald's growing interest in politics led him to engage more actively in political discussions. He began to attend political events, meet with political leaders, and even support political campaigns. These activities were a way for him to learn more about the political landscape and to position himself as a figure who was not just a businessman, but also a political thinker. His transition from a business leader to a political figure was gradual but noticeable. People started seeing him not just as a successful entrepreneur, but as someone who had serious views on political and social issues. His statements and opinions started becoming a part of the larger political discourse. Donald's entry into politics was met with mixed reactions. Some welcomed his fresh perspective and viewed him as a breath of fresh air in the political arena. Others were skeptical, questioning his experience and motives. But regardless of the reactions, Donald's interest in politics had been sparked, and he was determined to explore this new path. This newfound interest in politics led to new aspirations and goals. Donald began to think about how he could contribute to the country in a political role. He started considering the possibility of running for political office, of using his skills and experience to make a difference at a national level. The idea of transitioning from business to politics was a bold one. It required not just a change in career, but also a change in mindset. Politics was a different arena, with its own rules and challenges. But Donald was ready to take on this new challenge. He was ready to bring his negotiation skills, his ability to make deals, and his vision for the country into the political sphere. Donald's initial interest in politics was more than just a passing phase. It was the beginning of a new chapter in his life. A chapter that would take him on a journey from the boardroom to the political stage, from being a business leader to a political figure. Chapter 14. Road to the White House. Donald's journey towards the presidency was a path filled with challenges, strategies, and a determination to succeed. This chapter takes us through his campaign journey and the strategies that played a key role in his pursuit of the White House. The decision to run for president was a monumental step for Donald. It was a move from being a businessman and a public figure to becoming a potential leader of the country. He entered the political arena with the same vigor and confidence that he had shown in his business ventures. Donald's campaign strategy was unconventional. He relied heavily on his ability to connect with people through media. He used social media platforms to communicate directly with the public, bypassing traditional media channels. This direct approach was a key factor in his campaign, allowing him to convey his message unfiltered. His campaign was marked by large rallies and public events. These events were not just political gatherings. They were spectacles that drew huge crowds. Donald used these events to showcase his charisma and to speak directly to the people. He addressed the concerns and aspirations of ordinary citizens, promising to bring change and to shake up the political status quo. One of the key elements of his campaign was his slogan, which encapsulated his message and resonated with many. The slogan was simple, yet powerful, a call to action that appealed to a wide range of people. It was not just a campaign tagline. It became a rallying cry for his supporters. Donald's campaign also focused on highlighting his outsider status. Unlike traditional politicians, he was not part of the political establishment. He used this to his advantage, positioning himself as an alternative to the usual political candidates. He promised to bring a fresh perspective to politics, drawing on his experience in business and negotiation. Throughout his campaign, Donald faced intense scrutiny and criticism. He was a polarizing figure, with strong supporters and equally strong detractors. He navigated these challenges by staying true to his message and by directly addressing the criticisms. His approach to the campaign was also marked by his willingness to tackle controversial issues. He did not shy away from difficult conversations. Instead, he brought them to the forefront of his campaign. This approach was risky, but it also set him apart from other candidates. The campaign trail was a test of endurance and resilience. Donald travelled across the country, speaking to people from all walks of life, listening to their stories, and sharing his vision for the country. He faced setbacks and controversies, but he remained focused on his goal. As the campaign progressed, Donald's message started gaining momentum. He secured the nomination and moved on to the general election, where the stakes were even higher. The general election campaign was intense, marked by debates, interviews, and continuous media coverage. Donald's strategy in the general election was to focus on key issues and to appeal to a broad base of voters. He targeted states that were crucial for a win, crafting his message to resonate with the people in these areas. He also continued to use social media as a tool to engage with voters and to get his message across. The culmination of the campaign was the election day, a day of anticipation and uncertainty. The results came in, and Donald emerged victorious, an outcome that was surprising to many. His journey to the presidency was a testament to his strategic approach, his ability to connect with people, and his unwavering belief in his message. Chapter 15. The President. Donald Trump's time in office as the President of the United States was marked by policies, leadership style, and an impact that left a lasting mark. This chapter explores his presidency, focusing on these key aspects. Donald's presidency was characterized by a unique leadership style. He was known for his direct and unfiltered communication, often using social media to convey his thoughts and decisions. This approach set him apart from previous presidents and allowed him to connect directly with the public. One of the defining features of his presidency was his focus on economic policies. Donald believed that a strong economy was essential for the well-being of the country. He implemented policies aimed at reducing taxes, reducing regulations, and promoting economic growth. These policies were designed to create jobs and stimulate businesses. His presidency also saw significant changes in international relations. He adopted a tough stance on trade negotiations, seeking to protect American interests. He renegotiated trade agreements, aiming to secure better deals for the country. His approach to foreign policy was marked by a desire to prioritize American interests above all else. Donald's immigration policies were a topic of much debate and controversy. He advocated for stricter immigration laws and border security. His administration implemented measures to restrict immigration, which sparked discussions about national security and the treatment of immigrants. Throughout his presidency, Donald faced criticism and challenges. His leadership style and policy decisions often led to polarized opinions. He was both praised and criticized for his approach to governance. His ability to navigate these challenges showcased his resilience and determination. The impact of his presidency extended beyond policies. It was also reflected in the national discourse and political climate. Donald's presidency sparked conversations about issues such as immigration, healthcare, and climate change. It led to increased political engagement and activism on both sides of the political spectrum. Donald's presidency also saw significant judicial appointments, including Supreme Court justices. These appointments had a long-lasting impact on the judicial system and the interpretation of the Constitution. They shaped the direction of the country's legal landscape for years to come. His presidency was marked by moments of crisis and challenge, including the response to natural disasters and the handling of public health emergencies. These events tested his leadership and decision-making skills. They were moments when the country looked to its leader for guidance and solutions. As his presidency came to an end, Donald's legacy was a topic of discussion. His impact on the country was undeniable, with both supporters and critics expressing their views on his time in office. His presidency was a chapter in the nation's history that would be studied and debated for years to come. Donald's presidency was a complex and multifaceted period in American politics. It was a time of change, debate, and reflection. His leadership style and policies left a significant mark on the country and influenced the direction of future political discourse. Chapter 16: Legacy and Future. As we near the end of our journey through the life of Donald Trump, it's time to reflect on his legacy and ponder the future paths he might pursue. Donald's life has been nothing short of extraordinary. From his early days in New York to his rise as a real estate mogul, from his venture into politics to his presidency, he has left an indelible mark on the world. Whether you admire him or disagree with him, his impact is undeniable. One aspect of Donald's legacy is his business empire. He built a brand that became synonymous with luxury and success. His properties and developments are scattered across the globe, from iconic skyscrapers to luxury resorts. His name became a symbol of entrepreneurial ambition. In politics, Donald's legacy is equally profound. He defied conventional wisdom and entered the political arena, eventually becoming the 45th President of the United States. His unorthodox style of leadership challenged the status quo and sparked conversations about the role of government and the direction of the country. Donald's presidency left a mark on policy and foreign relations. His economic policies aimed at boosting the economy, and his tough stance on international trade negotiations were defining features of his time in office. His approach to immigration and national security also had a lasting impact. But perhaps one of the most significant aspects of his legacy is the polarization he inspired. Donald's presidency ignited passionate debates and brought political engagement to new levels. His supporters praised his commitment to America First policies, while his critics raised concerns about his leadership style and policy decisions. As we look to the future, it's unclear what paths Donald Trump might pursue. He remains a prominent figure in American politics, with a dedicated following. His influence is likely to continue, whether through political endorsements, public speaking engagements, or other avenues. Some have speculated about his potential return to politics, either through another presidential run or by supporting like-minded candidates. Others have suggested that he might focus on philanthropy or business ventures. Whatever the future holds, one thing is certain: Donald Trump's story is far from over.